This is the men's room.
Get it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Right, you can tell that's our standing by. We'll take caller 9 at 844-999 Ola, and you'll play Profile This in minutes. Headlines on the way 1 hour from now. First, quick check into Mike Hawk for some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, the American Academy of Pediatrics just updated their car seat policy.
Oh, boy.
Before they said kids should stay in rear-facing seats until they're 2. But now they say to keep your kid facing backwards until they're 40 pounds, regardless of age.
Listen, since I've had kids, that thing has changed all of the time. This is all you need to know. Buy the car seat because it's illegal if you don't. And whatever, right, that's the long and short, because everything, it's going to change again in 6 months, right? So do what you think is right. Just buy the goddamn car seat.
Also tells me if you want to be safe, you should be driving backwards.
So your kid,
because you don't get, you got a headrest protecting you.
Yeah, it changes all the time.
Instead of throwing yourself
Basically, know this. Legally, you have to have the car seat, but no matter what, if you get in an accident, bad news for the kid. That's what I've gotten out of this.
A man, let's see. Never mind, we already talked about that. A news anchor at the NBC station in Charleston, West Virginia got into an argument with the meteorologist at a bar last week when the anchor accused her of flirting with her husband.
Why are you hanging out with my man at Biscuit World?
I feel the warm front coming into my pants.
Miles, is there actually a Biscuit World in West Virginia?
No, it's Tudor's Biscuit World, Mike, if you want to be specific on it, and it's delicious.
I'm pretty sure in Winston-Salem there's a Biscuitville.
Welcome down to Biscuitville.
Mm-hmm. The meteorologist shoved the anchor and fractured her skull.
Oh, this is some serious stuff here.
She was arrested for battery.
Like something else is going on. That didn't just start up that night.
No.
You know, it's been going on for a while. She got some booze.
It does make you think of those pepperoni rolls. Miles always talks about them.
You know, man,
I see them everywhere.
I'll order some for Ted's Meat and Potatoes.
Please do.
We'll get on that website, man, and we'll get them because they have them. What is that thing called again? Gold Belly.
Gold Belly.
Get on goldbelly.com. We can order pepperoni rolls.
Yes.
You'll like them, Mike. This is really like Americana. You'll love these.
I'm into it.
They're very plain.
Some idiots in Virginia have broken into a shoe store twice this summer and taken a bunch of shoes. But almost all of them were display shoes that were all right-footed.
You know what, man? It's almost like they're just holding them hostage. You know what I mean? Like, go like, all right. You know what I mean? Like, you give me 6 lefts and I'll give you the rest back. I need size 12. You know.
Give me the Jordans.
You know, so if you're like a one-legged guy that only has his right leg, all suspicion is on you.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be my assumption. What about one-legged Willie? He's been wearing a nice pair of Nikes lately.
I mean, do they just go in and take, like, the one off the shelf?
Yes,
probably.
Yeah, exactly what it is.
Just grab as many as you can.
That's incredibly stupid.
Exactly.
That's why it says 2 idiots, Ted. A burglar in Minnesota was busted when he drove into a huge pile of manure and got his truck stuck. This sounds like Back to the Future.
Black.
When he tried to run away, he sank into the manure and his shoes came off deep in the pile. Yeah. He was arrested for burglary.
That's what it sounds like when you sink in manure.
Oh, no, my truck.
I'm stuck in 3 feet of S.
Like he drove into a pile of manure?
Yes.
His last words were yeehaw.
I got Calvin peeing on a Chevy sticker, and now my Ford stuck in poop. Damn it.
How do you not miss a pile of manure that big?
You don't care, Ted.
Just a giant pile of ass sitting there. I won't drive into that.
All right. Drive right through it.
A new study found men who get enough protein in their diet tend to have healthier kids.
Healthier kids.
So wait a minute.
Kids.
People that have a healthy portion of their diet have healthier kids.
What do you know?
I am gobsmacked.
There's a new drink called...
Right, I mean, that just makes common sense.
Right.
That makes more sense. As I saw a headline today, it was like, when healthy kids eat hamburgers.
You know, I think Mike's version's a little more to the point.
I think, right. I think the website I was looking at was taking some liberties.
Yeah.
There's a new drink called Som Sleep, I believe is how you say it, that says that it will put you to sleep in 30 minutes or less with its mix of vitamins and supplements.
And fentanyl. Come on.
Isn't that just NyQuil?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to fall asleep with 30 minutes left, take down about a third of a bottle of Jack Daniels.
This one bugs me. There's a woman in Australia who says her 14-year-old son is so addicted to Fortnite that he doesn't go to school anymore.
Well, that's her fault.
Right.
He headbutted her when she tried to take it away.
That is an Australian story.
And now she's searching for doctors who can help break his addiction.
What about the cops for headbutting you?
How about the mother?
That's what a Joey does.
That's right. Or how about you just unplug the dadgum game? Okay, kids have been playing video games instead of doing their homework for years. I mean, this goes all the way back to the days of Atari when you just sat in the arcade with a roll of quarters and played games.
And then
this
your
is
parents
nothing new.
busted your ass open, and guess what you did? You played it later.
Right, and it's not like personalized games are a new thing. I had all kinds of video game systems growing up, and I lost a lot of time playing those games.
Back then, they haven't really changed the price on those things too much.
No.
So yeah, that was a holiday present most of the time, and you really did. You had to be a decent kid throughout most of the year if your parents to buy. They would threaten you with that for a year, so like you had to act like like you were decent for a long time just to get the console.
Right.
Then God forbid, I mean, the cartridges then were still $35-$40.
Mm-hmm.
So none of that's really changed. It's like a bag of weed's always been $20.
Yeah.
It's just stayed the same. But then that was a lot more money.
Right. Can we? I guess
if you messed up, that was like getting your phone taken away.
Oh, yeah.
Like that was your only way.
But they did it. They didn't call a doctor.
Oh, no, yeah.
You know what? Here's the thing about teenage kids. They're a-holes.
Right.
How do you not know this?
I guess that's my point is, can we rein in our definition of addiction? Yeah, he likes to do it a lot. When he starts headbutting you, that is bad parenting. That is not anything wrong neurologically with him.
You need to whip that boy's ass is what you need to do.
He headbutted her. He should have his throat slit at that moment.
Wow, easy.
Jeez.
Damn. I was going to say let a roo loose in his room, but Jesus.
Loose in his room.
You're going to let a kangaroo loose and better lock him in.
Yeah.
Like 30 minutes.
A kangaroo teach him a lesson.
They're actually very, very good pets, Ted. It'd be a very docile animal.
Thank you, Mike.
Right. I know how to talk to a kangaroo and send it on a mission.
Go kick his ass.
This is your mission.
A semi was carrying a shipment of Axe body spray through Texas on Friday morning when it somehow caught on fire.
It was full of Axe body spray. That's why it caught on fire.
And it did what Axe body spray does when it hits fire, and it exploded.
Boy, it smelled delicious. According to the commercials, women came running toward the side of the crash.
Nobody was hurt, but the truck was absolutely obliterated.
Axe body spray.
Yes. A man in Florida running from the cops was stopped when he jumped in a canal that was so overrun with algae that he couldn't get through it.
Oh.
Right?
Damn, that's gross.
It's so thick you can't move.
And then you're a cop who's like, see, now you're asking for my help, but you were running away from me. You figure it out, man.
Right.
Figure it. You're the dumbass who jumped in there. F you.
It's all slimy and sticking to you.
The algae's not cool. It's just not. You ever get that S on you, man?
Yes.
God.
So gross.
A man who crossed skydiving off his bucket list when he was 99 years and 10 months old passed away right after turning 100.
I thought you were going to say the parachute didn't open.
Dude, he made it.
I thought the same thing.
Oh, no.
He successfully went skydiving. Then he decided to bungee.
Well, he dove.
Oh, man. Yeah. Okay, well, that's a better ending than I thought. Jumped out of the plane. Smash it to the ground.
I'm with you, Miles. You make it to 100. That's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
Like,
cross the line.
What else do you have on your bucket? Like, one of the things on my bucket list by 100 is die already. You know what I mean? Like, God,
not be here anymore.
One thing on my bucket list I can't check off is dying.
I want someone to take me and turn me into a pair of leather pants.
Oh, I want to be stuffed.
God.
Exactly. Dude, what are you wearing? Oh, this is Miles.
Well, you're halfway to Axel's chaps.
Right, exactly.
Facebook has once again proven to be the undoing of a stupid criminal.
Who's that?
I'll tell you all about it 1 hour from now.
Thank you, Mike Hawk. Headlines are on the way 1 hour from now. First, the game is...
The Men's Room presents Profile
Hey,
This.
Steven Throw-Hill, can you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Kayla. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola. All right, Kayla, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes.
Fantastic, because I just explained it. Now, this is one of these stories that it tells you this is a very strange way to find out that your marriage is officially over. There's a woman in Shreveport, Louisiana, who recently found some papers that showed that she was in fact divorced. And that was news to her since she actually had not filed any divorce papers. Now, she was estranged from her 27-year-old boyfriend, but she said she did not want to divorce him. However, He really wanted to end the marriage with her. And he had a new girlfriend who was a 50-year-old woman. And you know what? She, too, wanted him to end his marriage to the wife. So the two of them went to the clerk's office earlier in August. She posed as his wife, and then they filled out all the paperwork to get the divorce. Well, now the cops put it all together. They were both just arrested for filing false public records and forgery. Do you believe that this man, girlfriend, and estranged wife are black, white, Mexi, or Jew?
Oh, goodness.
You gotta love people.
Fort Louisiana. You wanna...
You ever been to Shreveport?
No. I've only driven through Louisiana and Mississippi and that area to get to Florida.
Okay.
Where is Shreveport? Like down on the Gulf?
You know, man, I'm not 100% where it is in the state. I'm really not.
Well, it's kind of smack in the middle.
I don't know that it matters. Once you get to Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, that area, I don't know that it matters much, but...
So are they the same? Like, am I just guessing both? Like,
yeah, all three are of the same, so...
Of the same?
That's
okay.
Cool.
I'm going to go ahead and say black.
Final answer, Caleb?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to find out if they were black, white, Mexican, or Jewish next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
How about this? We have a woman who ends up finding her divorce papers.
Yeah, that's right. Apparently with her signature.
Yeah. Problem is she didn't file for divorce. I mean, they were separated, I guess.
They were estranged, but she did not want to file for divorce.
But anyway, I guess the husband and new girlfriend posed as the old couple.
That's correct.
So I'm assuming she went in and had a grimace on her face, and they both acted like they hated each other.
Exactly.
Filled out the paperwork, and lo and behold, they got it done. But in this instance, they were busted and filed a false report.
And Kayla, we asked you, did you believe that this couple was black, white, Mexican, Jew? You hemmed and hawed for a while, but in the end, you just went black.
Yep.
You are correct.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, Armageddon, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Now, if you're like me, you grew up watching The Cosby Show. Obviously, every time you say The Cosby Show now, there's a little bit... Like, I love the show. I still like what the show was about. Obviously, it sucks more now when you bring it up because we learned Bill Cosby is a predator.
Sure, but it was still a good show.
Right. Right. So, basically, one of the actors that had been on The Cosby Show, right, a guy named, Jeffrey Owens. And if you saw him and you watched The Cosby Show, you don't recognize him.
Who's he married to? Not Lisa Bonet. He was married to the oldest sister, I think.
In real life, you mean?
No.
just
on the show.
Oh, yeah.
He was the son-in-law, but
yeah,
I think he was married to the oldest sister in the family.
Brother-in-law.
Yeah, brother-in-law.
Yeah, exactly, right? And I mean, he showed up on a bunch of episodes. I remember the one where all the dudes got pregnant and Bill Cosby gave like birth to like a sub and an orange soda.
He actually had a great character on the show.
He did, yeah.
People liked
it.
it.
So it was kind of weird. It showed up that somebody just took a photo of him working at Trader Joe's, just checking somebody out. And then...
As in a cashier, not staring at the...
But they took a picture of him. They put it up on social media, and then they sold it to the Daily Mail, and basically their idea was like, look at the fallen actor. You know what I mean? Like, whoa, what has he become of this man? Like, they really shamed him.
Right. Which is kind of odd, because he still has a job.
And he's working.
And most people, like, I got news for you. Most people, you've never been on a show, period.
And what the hell's wrong with working at Trader Joe's?
Trader Joe's has to be like...
I know, it's awesome.
When did that become a bad
exactly.
Sorry, we provide jobs.
Yeah. And Trader Joe's would be a great place to have a job out there.
So, and he's a smart dude, well-spoken, and he went on Good Morning America, and I think he makes some solid points here.
I hope what doesn't pass is this idea that people are now thinking, this rethinking about what it means to work. You know, the honor of the working person and the dignity of work. And I hope that this period that we're in now, where we have a heightened sensitivity about that and a reevaluation of what it means to work, and that a reevaluation of the idea that some jobs are better than others, because that's actually not true. There is no job that's better than another job. It might pay better, it might have better benefits, it might look better on a resume and on paper, but actually it's not better. every job is worthwhile and valuable. And if we have a kind of a rethinking about that because of what's happened to me, that would be great. But no one should feel sorry for me, either from a positive or a negative perspective. I've had a great life. I've had a great career, and I've had a career that most actors would really would die for. So no one has to feel sorry for me. I'm doing fine.
Jeffrey Owens, ladies and gentlemen. Jeffrey Owens.
First interview I've done in 25 years.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, you can watch a full interview at the Men's Room Facebook
By the way,
page.
our Mandarin chicken kicks ass. I'm out. Well, in the frozen food section.
So he brought that up first. He goes, he was like, look, I worked there for 15 months. Like, people said hello to me, but, like, it wasn't a big deal. Like, I just worked at Trader Joe's. And then he also said, too, that he said, look, I'll take auditions because of this, but he's like, I don't want somebody to just pity me and give me a job.
Right.
Like, back in acting. And also, like, I don't know. And that stuff just happens. Like, to say, like, if you watch, Ballers on HBO, right? About, like, athletes and stuff. Like there's a lot of ex-athletes that just have.
There's an
and I don't want to. Right, I don't want to be one of those people that calls it like a It's like sometimes you just got to
a regular job.
Yeah,
it's a regular freaking job, man.
And that's what we're touting now in this country is the fact that there are jobs and people are working, and that is the good news. And like even people in my home state of West Virginia, they don't want to go work in the coal mines. But it's a job that they can go do, so it's one that's available. And look, man, they just want to take the job. Any job they can get.
What do you think? I mean, look, if you're an actor or an athlete, the overwhelming majority of them have about, a 3-year career?
Yeah,
right?
Probably.
And especially the other NFL football. Literally, what do they average? 3 years tops?
Right. Everyone else we call a celebrity, right? You're an actor because that's a job. You're a celebrity when you become a cult of personality. But I mean, like, those things dry up, man.
By the way,
check out all the bands you used to like. See what they're doing now. You might be surprised.
A lot of those guys who are playing college ball had a job, and their job was to fill that arena up and have a good team and play so the university can make a ton of money and give them a free education.
And now,
well, it's also like
maybe a lot of those guys don't make it to the pros. They never even get a chance to cash in on all that work as far as what their job was. They never get paid.
Well, also I was going to say, like, it's like bands. Like, sometimes people, like, take shots at bands for playing certain places or whatever, or this or that. It's like, they're still getting paid to go play.
Yeah. They still make a living doing it. I mean, I get what people are saying, but look, man, if you could still make a living playing music under whatever name your band, Foghat, right? Like, they're playing the casino.
Good.
They're getting paid.
Good.
Bro. They've been doing this for 50 freaking years. I would be glad to be able to have it for 50 years, doing specifically what I want to do.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Hell, everyone else I know is going to work that long and they never had a job they liked. So congratulations.
Yeah, and sometimes, too, like Mike and I were talking about this. Like, I have plenty of friends that, like, they do a job. Then they have a home or a family afterwards.
Yeah.
Like your job doesn't have to be your whole life. Whether it's a job you don't like or a job you like it's a job.
Right.
Speaking of jobs going a little bad, though, we brought this up earlier. Miles, your home state of West Virginia, there's just trouble with this news team. Basically, a woman named Erica was the anchor at WSAZ.
Mm-hmm. Was that?
That's where, that's where Matt Lauer came from. They've got a hell of they got a hell of a crew.
Be proud.
Come on,
right.
there.
It's an NBC affiliate in Charleston, West Virginia. A woman named Chelsea does the weather there. Chelsea, that's always a weird spelled word to me.
Why is that? Do you mean the footy club or the
Chelsea?
It's the same way, isn't it?
It just seems like too much.
Too many letters.
How would you spell it if it was up to you?
I don't know, but every time I look at it, I'm like, Chelsea?
Also, you're just saying two E's. Maybe a long E.
Yeah, maybe just Chelsea. I guess you're right now that I look at it. It always seemed weird to me. Anyhow, well, they're on the same news team, right? One's an anchor.
They're on the Action News team. WSAZ Action News.
Like, one's the weather lady. They're out there. They're in a bar. Erica says, Chelsea, stop flirting with my husband. Chelsea shoves Erica. They both fall down. But Erica wound up with a ruptured eardrum and a fractured skull.
So she hit her head when she fell.
Damn.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is always, Miles, I know you said this 100 times, but this is always one of those things, too. Like, when you're in an altercation in a bar, number one, it's bad. But number two is, like, even if you, like this, like, in no way, I can guarantee you, did they think somebody was going to get this hurt.
No.
But that's what happened. Chelsea got arrested for misdemeanor battery of a coworker.
Is that a specific
that
thing?
That seems weird.
I mean, like, do I get a bigger charge because I kicked a coworker's ass?
It shouldn't be. Like, I feel like she should just get charged for this either way.
If that's the case, then what I do, technically I quit before I beat them up.
If you go back 25, 30 years, and I know these are two ladies, but as far as guys go in the journalism world, newspapers, radio, television, they used to beat the crap out of each other in newsrooms all the time.
We used to work with a couple of guys, and I will not say their name. They've been on the air for like 25 years. They were very storied in the city that we were in at the time. Everyone knew their name. They had a good show. Well, they hated each other. Okay, that's long story short. And at one point, one of them, they were on the air, and one of them pulled a gun on the other guy. It was seriously going to shoot him dead. Like, it was at this point. So these guys made so much money for this radio station that instead of firing them, because I get the feeling if I pulled out a gun saying you dead, right? And I'm telling you, and we're not like, I'm going to effing kill you. Like, you probably lose your job. Not these guys. No, they did well enough. So they rebuilt the studios for them so that they were in two separate studios, can see each other through the glass, but the glass was now bulletproof. Because it's not like they said, hey, don't bring your gun and don't kill your coworker. It's just more like, we know you're going to bring your gun and we know you're going to want to kill your coworker, so we've taken safeguards. There's a lock on his door. We have bulletproof glass. Back to work.
Yeah. You hear a lot of those stories.
The good old days.
Well, there's
this
no word.
Over a man.
There's no word what's going on here. Yeah, I still contend something else must have been going on, and this was just the final straw.
Even between those two guys? Or
between
these
those
two
ladies?
Chicks? You think so?
Yeah, because I mean, like, I don't know. I've seen, like, you see, like, is that person flirting with my girlfriend or something? But, like, I don't know. To just go to physical violence with a coworker. Like,
but I have to think it's this then, right? So I think it's probably about that. But your coworkers, I'm sure the other lady's husband, it's probably been going on for a while. Or she perceives that it's been going on for a while, and then at the bar couldn't take it anymore. Mm-hmm. Every time he comes to the set to pick me up, I got it the last time.
Yeah, either way, there's no word on what's going to happen. I would imagine they're both going to get fired.
They haven't been on the air since, from what I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I read a report today. It's like, what is this? Action in West Virginia.
That was the problem. This morning I read a report just on, like, good college foods, and it was like the pepperoni roll. So that's been in my head all day.
It's all coming back.
It is. You know, my family likes to have fun. I'm not against a joke at a funeral, but Aretha Franklin they were having her funeral. The bishop here makes kind of just a bad joke about Ariana Grande.
I've got to apologize because I have to brush up. My 28-year-old daughter tells me, Dad, you are old at 60. When I saw Ariana Grande on the program, I thought that was something at Taco Bell. Oh my God. Girl, let me give you all your respect.
I mean,
come on.
Come on. That's okay, right?
I thought you were going to say, like, I saw that tight ass and thought, but it's like,
give me a biscuit.
I would have said that.
I also think we can tell this man prefers to eat over coffee. Yeah. He didn't make a Starbucks joke. He went straight to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a good point.
Right? I mean, anymore, I feel like if somebody says grande, you think, like, all right, a medium.
You know what? You're right, man. But still, like that, come on. It's not that bad.
I think it means large. I think it means large, actually.
But they got upset, right?
It's just a bad joke.
Or large means medium. Starbucks.
They got more upset with the bishop about certain other topics he chose to go into during his service.
Oh, yeah.
I will say this, having lived in Baltimore, Maryland for quite a number of years. When I saw the bishop and heard what they were upset about, I'm like, he looks like the dude that exactly says what he said.
Yeah.
He's got a red suit.
So I say, like, I just thought it was funny because I'm just like, that's a bad joke. And, like, bad jokes are bad enough in a family, but, like, damn, man, it's Aretha's funeral. Let's table the Taco Bell joke.
You're doing dad jokes up there, Dad.
Sounds like somebody missed out on fifth meal, a little hungry.
That girl too skinny, she wouldn't fill my belly no way.
Let's see, this is a sad story. Former ER actress Vanessa Marquez. Basically, she's been having a tough time. Police were called to do a welfare check on her near her home in L.A. When they arrived, I guess she had seizure also. But when the cops arrived, she had a BB gun pointed at the cops. They shot and killed her.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
She played a nurse on 27 episodes of ER from 94 to 97. Had a few bit parts. I guess she's saying that she was blacklisted from Hollywood for complaining about harassment on ER. Also claimed that George Clooney was one of the ones who got her blacklisted. I don't know about all. I also have read that she had an eating disorder, so it sounds like sadly she was kind of
All over the place.
Yeah, maybe losing it there a little bit. And, that's one of those things, too, in Hollywood that will never go away. Like, and it's sad, but, like, the eating disorders and stuff, like, there's...
it's all about how you appear, man.
Right, it's Hollywood, And then especially, too, when you're on camera. I mean, we always talk about this, like, actors, when you meet them, and actresses are so tiny.
They are small.
Because, if you're...
It's a tiny, tiny world down there. They're all tiny people.
Yeah, because they're all
it's like gnomes and stuff.
But it's hard to get gigs otherwise, right? So Hollywood always pretends to care about the problem. It's like, but you perpetuate it by only hiring. You can say, we care, but when it comes to the moment that you hire someone, you go, oh no, sweetie, you have to lose 15 pounds. Now, hang on, I have to go do the press conference to say that I'm against all this anorexia stuff. But, honey, listen, if you want a gig
here's some Epicat.
You need to lose weight. But publicly, I'm going to say I care. It's just what we do.
Let's see.
That's why I know. That is rich.
Who dares ride the zipper?
You got a spray?
Damn. Yeah. Thanks, Rob.
I got you, man.
One of my favorite topics, and I know Miles loves this one.
You directly spray my ass.
I did it. Where do you think your fart came from?
Yeah.
Your mouth? No, I wouldn't.
It's the end-all, be-all God on earth as we know him is the college football coach, Nick Saban. Let me just set it up this way. Nick Saban, at the beginning of the year, says, I have two quarterbacks. They're both starters. He's not running a two-quarterback system. He just says they're both starters.
Okay.
So obviously, people like us in the media have said, Nick, who's going to start? Right? So he doesn't answer. So then they played a game.
I'm marrying both women.
Where one played really good. Obvious kind of question here. All she says is, did you learn anything new tonight?
Let's get Anna Maria with Coach Saban.
All right, Coach, everyone had questions about who was going to start at quarterback when this game started. What answers did you have about your quarterbacks after watching both of them play tonight?
Well, I still like both guys. I think both guys are good players. I think both guys can help our team. All right, so why do you continually try to get me to say something that doesn't respect one of them? I'm not going to, so quit asking.
I hear you.
Well, they do it, Coach, because you physically can't have two men under center.
That's how football works. One of them's going to transfer, and I guess it's probably going to be the guy who's not playing. So all he's trying to do is prevent a transfer.
But you don't
It's all about preventing a transfer.
Nobody's trying to get you to say something negative. They're saying, who's going to start? It's not like this guy's going to start. No, the guy's a poopy head. It's just like, you're the coach. Man up. Jesus
Christ.
The
game ended. One kid obviously played better than the other. I think that's very fair. Like, look, if you don't want to answer it, I get that. But to act like you're protecting the player and then to just attack her, like attack the reporter, it's like, come on, dude. Like, people are doing their jobs. It's like, look, sometimes I want to cross the street, right? And there's the guy there that says, hey, construction site, you can't cross here. I really want to go, but I can't. But it's not his fault. He's just doing his damn job.
Yes. Right.
You know what I mean? He wants to let me go.
But she's also asking the single most reasonable question ever asked. Right. You ask any coach of any football team, high school, through professional, if you don't have Aaron Rodgers or if you don't have the guaranteed starter, right? You drafted a rookie, you brought in a journeyman, New York Jets. Something like they ask, hey,
not only that,
how dare you ask who I'm going to put on the field and make money off of?
The team played well. The offense played well. You can compliment your quarterback. You should be in a decent mood. Your team just played a really good football game, and they played a good team. So why wouldn't you just be like, hey, you know what? We put a guy in there. He did a great job.
Yeah, you were the one that subbed the kid out at halfway during the national championship game.
And you know why they ask you? Because you're the head coach.
If you believe that there's anything close to Jesus Christ on this earth right now, I just spent a week in Alabama, and I went all around the state, and he could shoot somebody and be like, oh, well, Nick didn't mean it. You know,
Nick Saban?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he didn't mean it, man. He'll be fine. Well, he shot somebody. We'll take care of that, but you'll be out there next week. I'm telling you, you've never seen anything like it's a different world. There's nothing else that matters. Food doesn't matter. Clean water doesn't matter. Nothing matters. The only thing that matters is Alabama and Auburn football. It does not matter how old you are. It's insane. I couldn't even believe it. It's so freaking weird.
You should ask him, hey, man, who do you think's going to start?
I mean, it's unbelievable. It's like, I know, it's unbelievable. It's really, really weird. It's like you stepped into an alternative world.
I will say this all the time. To me, the two most insane fan bases I've ever seen is SEC college football and some of the firms over in England with English Premier Football.
Sure.
The EPL.
Maybe, yeah.
The English Premier League. Like, it is insane. I also think that'd be a funny experiment. The show I'm going to start, We take 2 guys from Alabama and send them to, like, Manchester to watch a soccer game. Then you get a couple hooligans from England. You send them to Alabama to watch a football game.
You have to buy them some khaki pants.
I don't know who's going to be more confused.
But I think in the end, they're just going to appreciate the fan base around them.
Yeah.
They know how to cheer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do. And they'd have fun, man. We could tailgate and stuff.
Unbelievable.
It is crazy, man. You got to choose wisely when you're in the South as well. Roseanne Barr, she was on a podcast. They were asking her about the Connors, if if she's for it or not. She said she's not going to curse or bless the spinoff. I'm staying neutral, staying away from it. Not wishing bad on anyone, and I don't wish good for my enemies. I can't.
I don't wish good for my enemies.
Fair enough.
Yeah. She says she's moving to Israel. She wants to go.
Israel's like, what do we do?
Right, go back to your
God damn it, don't move over
in
here.
Hawaii.
I'm with you. Like, you have a home in Hawaii. Why would you not just go back there?
Like, if you had a home in Hawaii, I should technically, what happened to Miles? Oh, he got a home in Hawaii. Oh, we'll never see him again then.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Like, he lives in Hawaii. Christ.
She's not going away.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. All right, Mike's got your headlines coming up here in just a few minutes. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Indiana man on Facebook Live arrested after pouring flour on a 68-year-old woman's head. Meanwhile, a St. Louis woman tells cops that selling meth is hard, but you got to make that bread. Woman jailed after video shows 3 small children smoking a blunt. Meanwhile, another man is arrested for shooting a ghost he was attempting to hunt. And Florida couple's house has a drive-through drug window. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cock.
All right, top story. We go to Indiana, where a man known for pulling pranks and putting them up online has pushed his legality too far. The video posted on Facebook shows the man inside of a Walmart with a bag of flour. The man proclaims that it is, quote, going down, and he proceeds to pour the bag of flour over the head of a 68-year-old woman. A 68-year-old woman. He then tossed the remains of the bag and fled the Walmart. Luckily for police, he posted the video online, so it didn't take them long to track him down.
Yeah, why
Smart.
flee if you're going to post it on Walmart? You might as well just hang out and tape that too.
Right.
Come on, man. You're going to pick a 68-year-old woman when there's plenty of little kids. You find a 2-year-old kid, that's funny.
Well, and I wonder if it was just ironic, because I think that is technically what antiquing is.
What do you
pouring flour on something so it makes it look dusty, and so you do it to a 68-year-old woman.
Once you give it a name, suddenly it's a
right. This has been a thing for a while. People do it to people sleeping on couches all the time.
Yeah, but that's someone you know.
Right, exactly.
That's a little different.
You're not a douchebag that pours it on a 68-year-old woman just shopping in a Walmart.
I've written penis on my friend's forehead, but I haven't gone to like a homeless dude and written penis.
It's about to go down. We're going penising.
Oh, penising.
In other news, a woman arrested in Illinois thought it was important to mention how hard of a worker she was to arresting officers. The woman was arrested for selling narcotics out of a home that she was allowed to live in exchange for the drugs that she was selling. And while being arrested, the woman felt it important to mention that selling methamphetamine was, quote, hard work.
It sells itself, I think.
Now, see, but you have to let people know you have it.
That's a good point.
It's the advertising that's the problem.
I got that, man.
I don't know if she was making it or not, though. I mean, that would contribute to the hard work, I would think. But just slinging it, I mean, you get Jesse Pinkman, he'll sling it. So it doesn't take a genius.
I don't know, man. It's still hard work.
I like that we're giving her grief. Like, it's not hard work.
No. High school dropout could do it.
That's true.
The woman that she was living with was also charged with allowing drugs to be sold from her property, to the shock of nobody. In North Carolina, 2 women have been arrested for contributing to the delinquency of a minor after one of them posted an incriminating evidence on Snapchat. Did you guys see this video?
I didn't.
It's messed up. The video shows one of the 2 women smoking a blunt with her 3 children nearby and then proceeds to let all 3 smoke from it.
Well, the good news is, at least if there is incriminating evidence that everyone can see, someone does get arrested.
Yeah, true enough.
Take some comfort.
She first holds it for the 3-year-old before passing it to one of the other children and telling him to, quote, pass it to your sister after he had held on too long.
Jesus
He was bogarting it. She's been arrested on 3 child abuse charges.
He was Bogart.
He was Bogart. Yeah, one blew it out of their nose and didn't cough at all, so this is not the first time this video is on.
One French inhaled it. You know?
Yeah, it just...
Jesus, man.
And not a one of them is over the age of 8.
Okay.
I mean,
damn.
I've taken a sip of my dad's beer before, but that's about as far as
even when you're looking at pictures in Asia of kids smoking cigarettes, whatever, like that's hard to watch because if you've ever smoked, you know how hard it is to quit, and you realize like it's never going to happen. I didn't start when I was 5.
That was a 2-year-old smoking that.
There's that one kid I've seen that smokes like a pack a day or something.
And he's serious. I mean, it's like he smokes like he's been smoking for 50 years.
Right.
He smokes the way my grandmother
And not only that, man, but it's one thing to smoke a joint. It's one thing to smoke a cigarette. It's another thing to be able to inhale a blunt.
Yeah.
Because now you're taking... Now you're taking cigar, which you normally do not inhale, and you're inhaling it, and that's hard enough to do as a smoker.
Right.
Police in Connecticut responded to a call from a man that said that there was an intruder in his home and that he had fired 2 shots at said intruder. When police arrived, the man apparently changed his story and turned out that the intruder was a possible spirit inside of his house.
Oh, that explains it.
The man admitted to being a paranormal investigator and believed that the intruder was a spirit, so he fired 2 shots at the ghost.
Well, I'm a football fan. I don't think Ray Lewis broke into my home. You know what I mean? Like, just because you investigate the paranormal, you should still be able to differentiate between a person breaking in and a ghost.
Well, and my argument is, where in paranormal lore does it say that you
shoot
can
a ghost?
Right, you can fire a 9mm at a ghost and that'll take it out.
Because the thing is, one, they're already dead.
Right.
So, I mean...
They made a whole movie about
maybe
how
you shoot them and you bring them back to life. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm alive.
Just a body drops out. Like,
oh my God, thank you.
He just might be the worst paranormal investigator.
That's what they want, Miles. They just want to get capped in the afterlife and come back.
I pistol whipped a ghost.
He was charged with illegal discharge of a firearm, making a false statement to police, and misusing an emergency call. PETA is back in the news again, and they do a fantastic job of one-upping themselves every time. The organization wants to put up a memorial for the 4,500 or so lobsters that were killed in Maine when a truck overturned. They have submitted the following suggestion. I don't know if you guys saw this.
Well, they would have also been eaten.
Here you go there, Ted. They have submitted the following suggestion: a 5-foot tombstone that says, quote, "In memory of the lobsters who suffered and died at this spot, try vegan," with a big PETA logo at the bottom of it.
Yeah, they tried that in Baltimore, too, with a blue crab, and then Old Bay put a sign up. It was basically like, Old Bay them and eat them.
There you go.
And then everybody else did. Like every crab house. Everybody.
I think about that. Why are you so worried about other people? You know, no one's... I understand you disagree with it, and that's fine. And there's a lot of things I disagree with as well. The difference is, as long as it's legal, let people live. Like, what is your problem? Why is it so important to you that I do what you do? Because at that point, you're not trying to have a discussion. You're trying to impose your will. And that's when you get put... That's when people punch you in the face. Do what you want to do. I don't care.
That's why you should never knock on my door if I don't know you. I don't want that pamphlet, man. You know what I mean? Like, if I do...
You want the Girl Scout cookies in, Miles?
We do it through work.
I get it here at work, man. They gild us here. They gild us here.
I haven't seen a Girl Scout cookie or a Girl Scout
knock on the door.
On the street in years.
Well,
maybe outside of a grocery store, but not knocking door to door.
Right, that's exactly right. And you know what? They shouldn't be knocking door to door anymore. If I had an 8-9-year-old daughter, I'd be going everywhere with her to make sure that she was okay.
Anyway, I can only guess that tombstone was so that the families of the lobsters can go back to that point.
Well, absolutely, absolutely.
It's all good. Tesla has come forward with a new idea that may or may not take care of that idiot that doesn't understand a signal blinker. They're testing new prototypes of turn signals that recognize patterns of people that are about to turn and automatically turns the signal blinker on.
Thank God!
Or people
get out of the left lane.
Or people can just frickin' turn their signal on. That's it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. All right, see you next time for what are we going to do tomorrow?
Oh, I don't know. Some Who Sucks Last.
All right, let's do the word. Maybe we'll do the shot. We'll do profile. That's whatever they want. It's all up to you.
Yeah, there you go. Find out tomorrow. Yeah. Until then, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The men's room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.